Hello, my grade 9 charms. Welcome back to Tuition Masters. And today we are here with doing a beautiful poem that is A Legend of the Northland from your main reader, that is Beehive. So, from Beehive, we are doing this beautiful poem today. Actually, it is a ballad, okay? It's a form of a short story, okay, written in the form of stanzas, alright? So, it's a little bit lengthy, but yeah, it's easy to understand. There's no extra explanation also required, but I'll still give you the summary because it's already written in a story format where you can easily understand. Okay, so make sure to like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel right away. So what we are going to do today, summary, as you guys know. Then we're going to do extract based questions, short answers, long answers, as well as a mind map for your easy remembrance at the end. So let us start with reading the poem first. Okay, we'll read the poem, a little bit lengthy one. So yeah, we'll quickly read it, then I'll go towards the summary. So, a legend of Northland. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bears' cubs in their funny furry clothes. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe this true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Once when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching, just as he did, you know. So this is the first four stanzas. What's happening here? The poet is telling about the Northland. Okay, there the days are very few because of the sun. Correct. The days are very. I mean, the hours of the day are very few. And nights are so long that the people living there cannot sleep that much. Correct. Now it is all snow and snow only, so there are reindeer, sledges, and everything. Now the children, they wear their warm clothes for the furry clothes, so they look like the bear cubs. Now the poet says that he knows a story. Okay, there's a story. Now it the poet doesn't know if it's true or not, but yes, we will learn a lesson from that. So what happened is, the poet says that once upon a time, Saint Peter, okay, Saint Peter, he who is Saint Peter, follower of Jesus Christ, correct? Follower of Christ. Correct. Follower of Jesus Christ is Saint Peter. So he lived in the world below, and he used to go preach, giving, religious speeches and all of that. Okay. Now next. He came to a door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. And being faint with fasting, for day was almost done, he asked her from a store of cakes to give him a single one. So she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Therefore, she needed another, still a smaller one. But it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. So, next four stanzas, what happens here is, Saint Peter, he was fasting. Okay, he was fasting, he was going around the earth. Okay, now he came to door of a cottage. Okay, cottage, hut. Now in front of that door he came. Now he was fasting and he wanted to eat something. Now in that cottage there was a woman. There was a small little woman. Okay, little woman who was making cakes. Okay, so Saint Peter said that I am quite hungry. Please give me one cake. So she was greedy. So the woman was greedy. She said that okay, I'll make you. She made a very little cake, and when she put it in the baking, and it came, it she thought that no, 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 this is a very large cake. I will not give it someone for free. She made one more cake. Again, she made a smaller, more smaller than that also. But again, when she was looking, she said, no, this is also too large to give away. I won't give it. Okay. Now, what does Saint Peter react to it? Then she took a tiny scrape of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer. But she couldn't part with that, for she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. He said, you are far too selfish to dwell in human form, to have both food and shelter, and the fire to keep you warm. Next stanzas, what he says is, now what happens here is, now the woman says that no, the cakes are too big. Now she took one more very small scrape of dough. She rolled it so flat that it was thin as a wafer. Okay, that flat she did it. Now she said that no, this is also big. I'll not give it. She says that when I make cakes from myself, when I eat the cakes myself, they see so small. But the same size, when I have to give it to someone, it seems like it is so much I'm giving. So with this greedy behavior, Saint Peter got angry. Now he was hungry and faint, so obviously, to trouble a man that much, what will happen? He was not provoked. Provoked as in he was angry now. The woman made him angry. Now he gave a curse. Saint Peter gave a curse to the woman that you are very selfish to dwell as in live in a human form. You have food, shelter, fire, everything you have, but still you're so greedy. So what happened at the end is, now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry wood. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she changed into a bird. She had a scarlet cap on her head that was left the same, but all rest of her clothes were burnt black as coal in the flame. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. This beautiful poem is written by Phoebe Carey. Now, so what happened is, Saint Peter got angry. He said that you are too selfish to live in a human form. You will turn into a woodpecker. You will turn into a woodpecker, a bird that now you have to keep on suffering for very little amount of food. Also, you have to keep on suffering, pecking the wood and all. Then you will get some amount of food because you're too greedy in your human form. Saint Peter had given a curse. Now, the bird, the woodpecker, had a scarlet cap, the same as the women did, and the remaining clothes were burnt. Okay. Now, till date, all the people say, see the woodpecker, so they remember of the curse that Saint Peter had given. So you can understand that there is nothing explanation required also, because you itself understand that what the story is all about. Correct. So we'll quickly go through the summary. Northland. When you talk about Northland, it is a very it is an area near the North Pole. Days are short because sunrise doesn't raise that. You might have studied in geography, right? During the winter, the duration of night is very long and days are very short. The poet says that the nights are so long that people cannot sleep them through. No, so long nights are there. How can someone sleep for that long time? Correct. Now, in the first two stanzas, the poet says only about the Northland. Correct. Now there are quite very cold conditions are there in Northland, so that's where it is a snowy area. Now the children there, they wear the fur clothes. Correct. The fur clothes made up of animals, hairs and all. So those clothes they wear, so the poet says that they look like bear cubs. Okay, they look like the bear cubs because they are also that fluffy and all, right? And there are reindeers, okay, that they pull the sledges also. And the poet has an interesting story with the elders tell to the children. It is an interesting story, but he does not know if it's true or not, whether it really happened or not. But it's an important message given. So we talk about the tale of Saint Peter. This ballad, it refers to the time when Saint Peter was living in the world. He gave preaching, spiritual lectures, and everything. So one day while he was fasting, he came to a small woman's home who was baking cakes. So he was very hungry that day. You know what happens ahead, right? So he approached the woman and asked that, give me one cake out of whatever you made it. Correct. Now the woman was very selfish. She made three times the cake, but she didn't give any one of it. She made first, she said, no, that's too large. She took a more smaller one. Again, she said that no, this is too big to give away. She again made us very thin as a wafer, but still she said, no, this is too big to give away for free to a saint. So now, she also said that when she is eating the cakes, it is too small. But when she have to give away the small cake, cakes are also looking big. So now with this, Saint Peter was very furious. He got provoked now. So he gave the curse to the women that you are too selfish to live in a human form. Although you have everything provided by God, but still you're so selfish and greedy. So you will turn into a bird, a woodpecker who has to keep on suffering to get a little bit amount of food. And with that, she was taught a lesson. So, when the woman turned into a bird, Saint Peter cursed her. She became a woodpecker, came out through the chimney. The bird had a scarlet cap on her head, as the woman wore, and other clothes were pulled. Now, when the people in the countryside and the children see this bird, they are elders. The parents say them that this is the legend of Saint Peter that gave a curse to the women who was very selfish. So, again, students, in 10 minutes, we have completed the full chapter, I mean, the poem summary. Now let's move towards some questions. First, we're going to do a few extract based questions, then we will do the remaining. Now, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. Okay. Now, questions is that choose the option that lists the set of statements that are not true. See the word not true according to given stanza. Stanza refers to a place on Northland. Yes, that is correct. Days are short, nights are long. That is also correct. People sleep peacefully during the no. People cannot sleep during the night time. So the correct answer is three. Third is the incorrect. It's not true with regards to the passage. Next, where they harness a swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bear cubs in their funny furry clothes. Now, what makes the children look like bear cubs? Why are the children looking like bear cubs? First one, the children are plump, which makes them look like bear cubs. Do you think that? No. Then the children act and play like bear cubs. No. How do children act like bear cubs? Why will they do that? Obviously no. Last one is the furry clothes that the children wear in the winter makes them look like the bear cubs. So yes, again the right answer is third one. Next, identify the words or word from the given option that have the same meaning as harness. Harness, yoke, enchain, gleam, or threaten. So the meaning of harness, the other meaning of it is, you have to tell me in the comment section. I won't tell you right now. You can check your dictionary or Google and try to find out and comment it down. Okay. Let us move towards some subjective questions now. The lady was selfish. Do you agree? Give reason for it. Now the lady was obviously selfish. She was greedy, right? She didn't want to give away cake for free to a saint. So yes, we will say that the lady was described to be mean, selfish, greedy, all those adjectives, because she was willing to share the food she had with Saint Peter. No, she did not want to give. She wanted to give very small amount of food. The saint keep on baking one cake after another, and every cake seemed too big to give away. Okay, the saint kept on asking, "Give me the cake, give me the cake. I'm hungry." But she made every cake she made. She took a very tiny dough, but she said, "No, no, no. This is too big to give to a saint." Now, because of this selfishness, she did not share even a small piece, and she became the victim of Saint Peter's wrath. Wrath means anger. Okay, then he cursed her. Correct. Now, this poem is called a legend. Why? Now, students, if you studied, legend basically means a story, legend of Saint Peter, legend of Phoenix, and all that things. Correct. So, Legend of Northland is a legend because it has a morals lesson. It gives us some, moral values. Legend, when we say, it's so basically old traditional stories which have moral lessons, correct? And the poet herself doesn't believe the tale is true or not, but yet it teaches generosity. Correct. So we do not know till that Saint Peter gave a curse or not. We don't know if it's true, but yes, although it is true or not, but still it gives a very good moral value to us. Correct. Next, what is the theme of the poem? Important theme and poetic devices we will do now. So, what is the theme? The poem, A Legend of Northland, revolves around the theme of greed and its repercussions. Repercussions means the result, the aftermath of the greediness. So how did Saint Peter curse a little woman who was selfish? It is a folk tale which is passed from one generation to another in Northland, that this happened. The elders say to their children, the children say to their children, like that. It revolves around the theme that those who don't have kindness and compassion for others, they are also not loved and get punished for their greediness. Correct? The legend teaches us not to be greedy, and we should show the quality of kindness and empathy. The poor saint came, he was hungry, he was doing fasting. He asked a cake from, he didn't tell, 5, 15 cakes, give me. He asked, just give me one piece of cake, I'll be happy with that. But no, the woman didn't even give that. So that's why he got angry, correct? We should understand everyone's plight and even show them empathy. Now, we are all children of God, and also we should love each other. It's not that we should discriminate or be greedy. Always we should show the quality of helpfulness. Correct? We should be helpful, we should be generous, and we should be kind to everyone rather than showing the greediness. Because if you show that, the Almighty God will also give you the consequences. Let's see the poetic devices in the poem now. So first one, assonance. Assonance means that when the vowels are repeated, away, away in the Northland, correct, in the first stanza. So that is assonance. Simile, you all know using like or as, correct. So in stanza 2, the children look like bear's cub. So bear's cub and children are being compared with each other. Next is consonants. Consonants means repetition of consonant words, okay? Like swift, sledge, snow, SSS, right? So that is consonants. Allusion means you are referring to any person, object, or place from literature or religion. Now, Saint Peter. So, from stanza for Saint Peter, it is a person from religious history, right? So that is allusion. Repetition is repeating boring and boring and boring. So yes, it's being repeated. That's repetition. So with this, we have completed with the chapter. I'll quickly show you a quick, the mind map of this. You can take a screenshot and save it. What is the theme, importance of kindness? What this poem is a ballad. Important. What is a ballad? Ballad is a song narrating a story in short stanzas. This is written by Phoebe Carey. Setting is in the Northland. Characters are Saint Peter and the little lady. Okay, so with this we have completed with the today's chapter, students. Thank you so much for watching. So we completed with the poem of the legend of Northland. In our upcoming sessions we are going to discuss more such interesting videos, so make sure to like this video, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel right away for more such informative videos. I'll be seeing you very soon in upcoming videos. Till then, take care and goodbye.